We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey you guys, it's your girl T and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. So I want to come on here and talk about the whole R. Kelly situation. If you guys do not know, R. Kelly is currently trending all over social media and on Twitter. Folks are going crazy because there have been some brand new allegations that are being levied against R. Kelly, okay? So what happened is that there were several parents and there were people from R. Kelly's own entourage who contacted the police to let them know that R. Kelly is basically holding their children hostage in a sex cult. So this is what BuzzFeed is reporting, okay? BuzzFeed is saying that R. Kelly is holding women against their will in an abusive cult, the parents told the police. 3 former members of Kelly's inner circle, Cheryl Mack, Kitty Jones, Asante McGee, provided details supporting the parents' worst fears. They said 6 women live in properties rented by Kelly in Chicago and in the Atlanta suburbs. He controls every aspect of their lives, dictating what they can eat, how they dress, when they bathe, when they sleep, and how they engage in sexual encounters, which he records. Matt Jones and McGee claim that the women who live with R. Kelly, who he calls his babies, are required to call him daddy. They must ask his permission to leave the Chicago recording studio or any assigned room in the guest house that R. Kelly rents near his own rented mansion in the suburbs of Atlanta. A black SUV with a burly driver behind the wheel is almost always parked outside of both locations. Kelly confiscates the women's cell phones. They said they are not to contact their friends and family. He gives them new phones that they are only allowed to use to contact him or others with his permission. Kelly also films his sexual activities, and then he shows the videos to men in his inner circle. A Twitter user named Sherry Hinton also came out and said that the story is also being verified by Jim DeGrassis, who covered the R. Kelly story for nearly 20 years. And I remember talking about him in a video that I did a few years ago when he came out basically putting out there the entire R. Kelly trial and how there was so much evidence. But because of who he is, because of his fame and status, basically he got away with child molestation and child rape. So BuzzFeed decided to contact Jim to find out his opinion about this story, and this is what he said. He basically says, "The saddest fact I've learned is that nobody matters less to our society than young black women. Nobody." And that's sad because that's coming from a white man. And even he's realizing that when it's a black woman or a young black girl who's victimized, she's often looked at as a perpetrator, or, she engaged in this manner, or what did she do to make this grown-ass man come on to her? So even he's saying what we've been saying for years. Now, one of the mothers also came out and basically said that she's a stage mom. She heard about the allegations against R. Kelly, but, she didn't want to stop her daughter's career. Plus, her daughter was 19. So she assumed that, her daughter would be safe. So now make sure you guys have your teacups ready because I have some extra hot piping tea for you guys. The family members of the alleged victims and one of the staff members that used to work for R. Kelly, they are now speaking to the media. They just released a press conference 30 minutes ago. So I want you guys to go ahead and check this out.
For months in, years in, until he released these girls and put them back where they belong. My daughter was off in college at the time, and I haven't seen her since. I want to thank y'all for coming out, and I'm going to let someone else speak. I'm going to let my wife speak, and then I'm also going to let Shantae speak if she wants to.
Can you tell us your name first?
My name is Timothy Savage.
Tim, before you leave the microphone, though, can we ask you, it's a pretty serious charge to say that your daughter's being held against her will. How old is she, and what evidence do you have she's being held against her will?
My daughter is, right now, she's 21 at this time. I'm going to ask some questions after this. So if you can hold your questions, I'm going to ask a couple questions for people. So allow my family and friends to speak and guests to speak so we can have that honor to share and put this out here, okay? Thank you. This is my wife, Jonjelyn Savage.
Spell your name, please.
I'm Jonjelyn. It's spelled Jonjelyn. The house that we're standing in front of today is the first time I've been at this location. But through the sources of Cheryl Mack, which was his assistant that gave me information about the guest house. Also, I have pictures of where the house was, inside this house where he resided, where he had rooms set up for like a hotel for the girls to stay in. And he also had a black room. where they do different acts, sexual acts in, and then he had the separate rooms, 3 separate rooms, total 4 rooms in his house, which they have it all identical set up. My daughter's severely brainwashed. She's brainwashed to the point where she says anything that he asks her to say. She's not the same Jocelyn that we knew when we met. I've reached out to Diane Copeland and Alicia Evans, which are the madams that watches over the girls, and they would not give me any information about my daughter. So we just want him to release her and let her go on with her life, because he's affected too many young girls over the years. And I just wanted her home and to try to get her rehabilitated to the Jocelyn that we know and miss.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please give us your name, please.
My name is Asante McGee, Asante. I had an encounter with R. Kelly, and I lived with him at another location that's not far from here. I've participated and witnessed a lot of acts that I did not agree with, and the way he manipulates each and every woman that comes around. I'm blessed to have a strong will mind, and the things that I've witnessed. I have a 17-year-old daughter myself, and I always thought this to be my daughter. I've been reading the blogs. Everybody's saying that, oh, we're lying. R. Kelly's not this monster. He's not that person. I've always been a fan of R. Kelly from day one. I was always defending him until I got behind closed doors. I've reached out to the Savages as well as Isabel Clary parents because I saw both of their daughters, and I did not like what I was seeing. Again, I felt like if this was my daughter doing this, I would want somebody to come out to me and help me. So I've been with them and just giving them as much information that I've seen, just living in the house with them. And it just took a whole bunch of encounters that finally I got the willpower to just walk away. So I've been gone since last summer, but I've stayed in contact with them after I left and gave them as much updates that I could give them as far as the conditions that's treated, where you have to ask to be, take a bath, permission to shower, to eat, permission to go from one room to the next. He really manipulates your mind because of who he is and his fame. So if it wasn't because of his fame and you're happy because you're with R. Kelly, he wouldn't get away with doing the things they want. So as far as these girls, I feel like they've been in so long that they will need help because of the things that he puts in your head and make you believe everybody's against you.
Was it this house here?
No, I've never. This is my first time being at this house. I was always at the main location. And I really don't know the address offhand, but it's another location that's not far from this home.
How long did you know R. Kelly?
3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
How'd you meet him?
We're going to step in for a minute. Yes. I want to answer the majority of the questions. Some of these questions will be answered at a later date. We will give another interview. I will answer a couple questions if you have questions. So I want to take your question first. What question do you have, and what would you like for me to answer?
You already answered how old your daughter is. She's 21, so she is of age. Again, the charge you make is that she's being held against her will. What evidence of that do you have, other than perhaps some of the conversations you've had where she sounded a little off?
Well, if you have cultured and looked at where it's Stockholm Syndrome, that's what my daughter has right now. And so those are the things that's going to come to play, and we're going to share all these things at a later date. Can I have another question?
You're making some pretty serious accusations, though, and it doesn't appear that you have strong evidence to back them up. What evidence do you have?
That evidence is going to appear within the next 2 to 3 days. It will appear on another time set.
So
This is just to actually come out and introduce the people who are making these accusations. We're going to actually bring that to the forefront within the next 2 to 5 days. I promise you that.
Are you filing a suit?
Another conversation. No, give me one more.
Are you working with authorities?
Yes, I am working with authorities.
What agency?
We're working with the FBI, and we're also working with the sheriff here in Johns Creek Police Department. And that's it, guys. We'll talk to you guys later. Hold up. My daughter want to say something.
I just
Give me
want
one
to
second.
say,
What's your name? I'm sorry.
my name's Jaylin. I go by Jai. I just want to say, Joycelyn, I love you so much. What R. Kelly has done to you, nobody, I don't mean nobody, needs to go through what you've been through and what them other girls been through. I love my sister so much, and I just want to see her how she used to be. When Joycelyn left to go to college, everything changed after that. Everything. And it's all because of this monster, R. Kelly. He needs to get what he deserves, for real. Like, everybody knows that he is a pedophile, a rapist, everything.
That's it. That's it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so you guys just saw that press conference. So this whole situation is crazy. Folks have taken to social media and to Twitter, and they are currently dragging this shit out of R. Kelly right now. When I tell you social media is currently dragging R. Kelly by his damn chocolate ass, M&M shaped ass head, okay? They are dragging his ass currently. I want you guys to go ahead and check out the tweets, the comments, and what folks have to say. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
Like teenage girls.
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Girls who are teenagers.
My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Baby, I don't want to hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess.
All right, so you guys just saw all that mess, and you guys just saw what people had to say. And, you know, I can't say that I'm surprised. I cannot say that I'm shocked. You know, these allegations, rumors, you know, whatever you want to call it, have been circling around R. Kelly for years, okay? Ever since he married 15-year-old Aaliyah. Since then, he's been tied to, like, just really young people. As recently as a year ago, I did a video about R. Kelly when he was tied to his new girlfriend who was only 19 years old. This girl was barely even born when R. Kelly dropped his first album, yet instead he's dating a 19-year-old young woman, okay? And at that point in time, I showed you guys, you know, what it meant for him to be the Pied Piper. I showed you guys that creepy nursery rhyme and, you know, why he went by that name. Let's go ahead and pull the flashback right now. Check this out. Once again, concerning R. Kelly, the Pied Piper, and that has always creeped me out, him using that name, because we all know the Pied Piper used to, like, kidnap children and everything else, so I never understood that shit, and people rock with it like it was no big deal.
In classrooms and playrooms and nurseries all over town, every child ran out into the streets with smiles on their faces at the Piper's call. Dancing and laughing, the bright throng moved along up Gold Street and down Silver Street and beyond Silver Street into the big green forest full of old. Deeper and deeper the stranger went into the forest. And the children never did see the Piper in his multicoloured coat, or the children of the town ever again.
All right, so you guys just saw that flashback. So like I said, nobody should be shocked by this situation. R. Kelly is a pervert, but the sad part is he will continue to get away with this type of mess. Why? Because he's famous and he makes good music that everybody dances to and everybody two-steps to and everybody sings to and people make love to and people have children because of R. Kelly's music. So, you know, unfortunately, there's not going to be much that's going to be done until society changes how they look at celebrities, okay? Celebrities are not perfect people. They're regular people like you and me. The only difference is their fame, status, and bank account, okay? Hopefully now that the family members and the staffs have come out and they're willing to speak up against R. Kelly, hopefully the police will take this seriously, but most importantly, hopefully society will stop idolizing him and acting like he's so innocent when he's had a history of messing with young girls. He's had a history of his name being tied to sexual scandals. And I think if this was a regular man, if this was Raheem Kelly instead of Robert Kelly, Raheem Kelly would have been thrown under the jail years ago. But because he's R. Kelly and he makes good music, that's why he's not in jail. So to me personally, all of this outrage is somewhat selective. I understand people being upset, but people are always upset about things that R. Kelly does. But yet and still, the system does nothing about it. The system does not hold him accountable. The system doesn't charge him with anything. You know, maybe these charges might stick because it's a new day and time. We don't know. We're just going to have to sit, wait, and see how everything plays out. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation, once again concerning R. Kelly, aka the Pied Piper. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.